Mr. Feenstra is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Commissioner Werfel, for being here today. In April, you and I had a great discussion about the modernization of the computer system at the IRS. We know that this is significant challenges. I think 33% of your applications are still on a legacy system, and we continue to look at our create policy. I'm thinking of book tax and stuff like that are very complicated. So I just want to update a little bit. The IRS noted that removing sensitive systems to a cloud environment will allow IRS to better monitor and use user of access data. I'm just wondering, where are we at on moving to a cloud system? Can you extrapolate on that?
So there's two two main systems that underlie the IRS infrastructure: the individual master file and the business master file. So that's where all the returns, when they come in, that's our transaction record. We're close on the individual master file. We are months away, I would say probably April, May, June timeframe, of moving it into a fully modern environment, which is the final step before it would go to the cloud. So it's kind of like on the to-do list to get it to the cloud. We have one more step. That'll make it cloud ready, and then it'll move to the cloud.
So you're prognosticating here. When could we be cloud-based, you think?
I want to get back to you on that. I know that the next key milestone is in the April-May timeframe. How long from that point to a cloud environment, I have to get back to you on that specific.
And I think about digitizing our data and going paperless on a lot of these things. Would that, once we go to cloud, could we then go paperless?
We're going paperless in concert with going to cloud, but yes, we have to still allow taxpayers the option to file on paper if they so choose, but we want to convert that into machine readable before it leaves our mailroom, and that's we're both purchasing the scanning equipment for that and updating our processes to make sure that we don't have paper anymore throughout the IRS.
Gotcha. So do you have metrics that we're trying to follow here, saying, all right, and you just sort of mentioned it, right? We're going A, B.
Yes.
I mean, that we're trying to meet these metrics as we move forward?
Yeah, we have the kind of what I call a critical path with our milestones, absolutely.
Okay. Would you, can you commit to me and the committee that you can get us that information, maybe quarterly statistics on the progression of the various IT projects underway in the IRS? I mean, this is sort of the first time we're hearing where this is going, and I would love to know, all right, just, again, it's accountability. Hey, this is where we're at. This is where we're at this quarter, next quarter, and so forth. Can you?
Yeah, I would love to do that. Not only what path we're on to get to the cloud, but also as important, if not more important, what does that mean for taxpayers?
Yes.
What does it mean that we're on the cloud?
Correct.
And there's a lot of benefits coming when we get there.
And there's going to be a lot of education. I mean, I think of all these online tax companies that are doing taxes as we speak right now. I mean, if it's online, I think we could be so much more efficient. I think it'd serve the customer so much more. That's why I'm pressing this issue. I just look at customer service in today's world. When you're on the cloud, there's so many benefits, and we see that in the private sector. And that's why I really push this. And just finally with that, I mean, what goes along with this, right? Once we get to a cloud-based system, then we can also do more with AI. We talked about that. I was talking about it earlier. Can you discuss how you're using more AI for assistance in enforcement, and what does that look forward? How can we look forward to using that when we get to a cloud system?
I'll start by saying we're being very careful with our deployment of AI, making sure that we're following the right ethics and ensuring that, as was mentioned earlier in this hearing, that no bias would be introduced. So we're doing it very methodically. Here's a couple of the key places where we're introducing AI. First, in our call center, so that we are kind of using, for example, chat bots, so that when you're asking a question, before you get to a live assister, they're using language recognition to answer your question. And then you resolve the question, and then they're done more quickly. So that's one example. Also, in going back to this point of making sure that we're selecting the right cases for audit, there's very sophisticated modeling that uses advanced math, advanced data science, that means that we're more likely to pull a case where there's evasion versus not. That means the honest taxpayer doesn't get burdened, and that means the dishonest taxpayer gets accountability.
That sounds great. And again, I'm just pressuring as much as possible to modernize. I mean, this is, it should be 20 years in the coming that this all happens, and hopefully we can get it done in the next 12 months. Thank you, and I yield back.